Hello again, this is Bad Bob. What I'm doing now is I just set the camera up on sort of a short tripod, shortened it. And all I'm doing now is taking a very short part of the video just to slide this roof off. I'll show you how this slides off. It's actually fairly easy. This is a small awning. This kind of slides downward toward the south as well as going forward. It just slides off in a swoop like this if I'm careful. Make sure I don't overload the things. And you can see there's no really roofing material on it. It's just a reinforced piece of plywood with 2x4s that has several layers of tarpaulin and drop cloths on it. That is probably just about far enough for a little hair to do the job. Okay, so you saw that. What I'm going to do is walk around with this, just show you what this end of the observatory kind of looks like. It's really strange. Okay, here I go. That's actually a little bit of wild vine growth up there, but that's actually a trellis with a really good rose on it, rose climbing. Here's the roof that just came off. And here's the roof that just got rolled off, right there. There's the beams and all that hold it. That's just like a railroad track. What I should do is show you this claw mechanism very briefly. If I can get this in here to do it decently, and there's enough light, I think there is. See, there's that's the edge of the roof, and there's a layer of double piece of 2x4 coming down there, and then there's a 2x4 coming off horizontally, and that goes right under the rail like that. And it doesn't actually touch it, but if a gust of wind really strong, sometime when the telescope is in storage, tries to blow the roof off, that claw will prevent it from happening. You see a wheel right there that bears horizontally against the south face of that rail, of the south rail, and right above that, whoops, there's another wheel right up there that bears the top load, like the vertical load of the roof. And that wheel helps prevent the roof from sliding sideways. And there's another wheel down farther. I don't know whether you could see it way down there. There's actually 8 vertical load wheels altogether and 4 horizontal wheels. Okay, and what I'm going to do is just very carefully duck under here. I'll just show you what I have to remember to duck under. Sometimes I forget and I pay the price. This rail structure is only about 4 feet off the ground. There's the path behind the observatory right there. That's the end of the building. And then there's another wheel right there that we're just approaching right there. And there's another one. That doesn't have the claw structure on it because it has to go over the edge of the awning. But it only needs 3 claws to protect it from being lifted by the wind. I used to have a claw there, but I had to saw it off when I put the extension on. As you can see, that's part of the structure that holds the rails for the extension on it right there. Pardon me. Okay, as we're maneuvering along here, you can see that there's up on this top rail, which is about 7 feet off the ground. There's another wheel and claw structure that's catching the late afternoon sun. It's almost time to observe right up there. You can see that there. That rides up about 7 feet off the ground. I'll give you a quick look at my rhododendron. It's all covered with weeds now, but I haven't really had a chance to work on the garden much this spring, but I'll give you a quick look at it. That's my rhododendron. I forget what the variety is, but that's a close-up of one of the flowers on it. It's really pretty amazing. There's another one right there, one peeking out there. As I say, my garden is a mess, but I'm just at the stage now where I'm keeping the stuff alive. I'm going to be refurbishing a lot of this stuff in the next few months. This wild purple stuff right here is actually some kind of phlox. He's just starting to bloom a little bit now. It's really quite beautiful. The color doesn't show up very well there, but on the video it's green as far as I could tell. But this is really beautiful purple phlox. It grows up in patches, just wild, all through my backyard. There's an ancient arch trellis that goes back multitudinous years. It does have a pink climbing rose on it. This is a red peony that's about to burst into bloom right there. That black thing is a cover of a pier that holds an equatorial mount that I may someday try and use for some kind of small telescope to do photographic work with. And here's another view of the roof and all the mechanisms connected with it, all the rails and the structure mounting it and stuff like that. I don't know whether you noticed, I should show this to you just for a minute. It won't hurt if I use up a little bit of space on my hard drive in the computer. Right on this side, this is a very, very good thing to have on an observatory. The roof, where the rain rolls downward, I don't know whether you noticed, but it's got an eaves trough on it. It's an old eaves trough that I had left over from my house years ago. As you can see, it goes all along the whole bottom edge of the southern edge of the building, right down there. That's growing into some wild growth right there, but the roof will still roll off. And what that eaves trough does is it catches the water, and then it goes down that downspout right there and rolls out just like it would on a regular house roof. And this observatory roof has a shallow slope, but it just has regular shingles on it. And that eaves trough prevented, I don't know whether I can see it, but the plywood is starting to rot pretty bad up there. It probably doesn't show under these lighting conditions, but you could sort of see it. It really was getting bad. So I put the eaves trough on, and that stopped it from doing that. I'm not sure why exactly, but that did it. You can see the rafters under the roof. They're 2x6 rafters. There's quite a few of them under the whole roof. I think there's 6 or 7 or something like that. That loop up there, I don't know whether you could see it, that's for rolling the roof back at night. If I don't want to use the motorized winch, I can use the hand winch, which is very slow. Okay, what I'm going to show you next is what? I think I'll just amble on. Probably stop this video in a minute. I'll just give you one more look at the observatory from the other. Oh, I wanted to show you the inside of the building with the other part of the roof rolled off. What I have to do next to unfurl a telescope for the night is to, there's the bottom of the tube down there. Actually, the top of the telescope tube all down there, that complicated structure. The 8-inch secondary mirror is down in that long structure there, and there's a bunch of structure that holds that on that I can use. Those bolts down there are used to collimate the 8-inch secondary. The tube goes all the way back in that direction. I still have to take a lot of covers off, but that's not too much of a problem. You can see how long the tube is. It's about 15 feet from one end to the other. It's rather massive. I'll give you a look at the long structure that goes up. Sorry, this is kind of a bad way to videotape it, but there it is. That's definitely, like, it basically shows what the roof is like, or the inside of the observatory is like with the roof all rolled off. When I get the covers off, I may do another video. Okay, I'll probably put about 3 of them on YouTube within about the next week or so. And there's the top of the winch, that black thing right there. There's the open door. You just heard a robin and saw a robin fly by. There's a board right there with the rail, and that board pops out so that I can fold the tube up. And then this board pops right out too. There's part of the structure to hold that small piece on the awning. That comes right out very easily too. It's not too easy because that board is rather heavy. It's kind of awkward to get out, but it's not. I'm still young enough I can do it. Anyway, that might not last much longer. I'm getting pretty old now. So what I'm going to do, this has gone about 8 minutes. I'm going to cut this off now. So I'll just give you a look down this direction at the structure of the whole telescope tube, sort of a sweep of it. This is going to be a very strange video when it goes on YouTube. They might not even accept it because it's so bad, but it just shows how the thing works anyway. There's the structure that holds it's an 8-foot long cardboard sonotube that serves with all kinds of ring baffles inside, that serves as a light baffle for the Gregorian secondary. It's all calculated out quite exactly by I did an optical diagram to scale on a piece of paper to try and figure out what size of light baffles I needed and stuff like that. It was pretty easy actually. There's the covering that goes over that other light baffle, and that goes right up against a small flat mirror that's tilted inside this eyepiece focuser right like that. You can't see it very well with the cover on it, but I'll be taking that cover off. Hopefully I have enough light to show you what that's like in a few minutes. But I'm going to stop this video right now. That's the pipe that goes underground, the plastic PCV pipe that goes underground with right over to the clock drive, which I'll show you in a second again. It goes right under the cement blocks on the floor. These are just 24 by 24 inch cement blocks to cover the floor, and there's a layer of gravel down there. I'll mute it around again, and you can see the pipe comes up right there with the wire on it for the clock drive, and then that's I guess my electric power from inside my house. but that's basically how the thing works. You can see the little marker for the setting circle there. So that's basically it. Give you another look at the spring and all that for the declination slow motion control, and there's some more massive counterweights and stuff. If you see a clamp here and there, that's because I have to add little counterweights here and there because the balancing is quite a problem. Those blocks over there serve as a stepping stool just for standing up a few inches above where I normally would be able to stand because I'm not very tall. Anyway, that's basically the way the thing functions. What I'm going to do is cut this off now, and then might as well give you a nice look at the drive corrector again while I'm doing that. There it goes. And I'll be starting this again with another video in a few minutes, hopefully, to explain how I figured the optics if I have enough time.